Hey everyone, RogueGold here, and today we are back with another Division Heartland topic, which warms my heart, truly. You know there's not much to talk about with the game, given we know next to nothing publicly, so until there's more info, it's kinda going nowhere. We heard some whispers recently about a new wave of playtests coming up. I talked about it on stream. I don't think it's huge news, mainly because there's definitely been more playtests since the big one people knew about in May. But anyway, today I want to discuss a new idea that has dawned upon me about where and when we may finally see the game get its official reveal, because that's really the big ticket question. At this point, how is Ubisoft going to reveal this game to the widest amount of people possible? We thought E3. Nope. Then we thought Gamescom. Nope. More recently, people have thought that perhaps another 2021 Ubisoft Forward, but nothing has really come of that. One could still happen, but I don't think we really have any evidence to suggest right now that it will. So that leaves us with what? Today, that's what I want to discuss, because I think a lot of us understand that it's very vital for Heartland to get a lot of exposure to draw in new audiences who may be unfamiliar with the Division, especially considering it's going to be targeting the free-to-play audience. And so just in thinking about that conundrum lately, an idea came to me for how they might go about doing this. It might be a bit unorthodox. I don't know if it's usually Ubisoft's MO, but that doesn't mean I don't think it would be quite strategically smart for them to do. In fact, I think it could be a huge win for the Division Heartland and the greater Division franchise overall. So let's dive in, shall we? The event in question that I believe could be incredibly valuable for Ubisoft to target for a Heartland reveal is, drumroll, the Game Awards. If you don't know, the Game Awards is an annual show hosted by Jeff Keighley, who is a major player in the gaming industry. He runs, obviously, the Game Awards, but more recently he instated Summer Games Fest, and he hosted the opening night for Gamescom 2021. So he's a big deal, and so are the Game Awards, if you didn't know. So big of a deal, in fact, that the 2020 show had 83 million people tune in live on that night. That is nothing to scoff at, and that was an 84% increase from 2019's viewership, that installation of the show. We're talking serious global interest and investment here on a platform that can only be assumed will increase in popularity this year. So you may already begin to see where I'm going with this. The 2021 Game Awards has already been scheduled for December 9th, which is only a little over 2 months away, and forget my personal belief that this would be a great platform to reveal Heartland, it also aligns pretty perfectly with what I would imagine Ubisoft's desired reveal timeline is. I believe, and have believed for a while, that Heartland will release in March of 2022, and if that's the case, then December is practically the perfect date for a reveal. We know some wider playtesting is occurring late October, and assuming Red Storm is wrapping stuff up and moving towards more of final polishing and implementation on the game's development, because let's be real, they kind of have to be able to meet their fiscal 2021 deadline, then December is perfect. Reveal it early December, do some non-NDA'd early access beta whatever stuff in January or February, and then release in March. Bam. That's short enough of a window from reveal to release for kind of that red hot hype fuse, but it's just long enough to allow for some public testing and overall marketing, which would be kicked off by a worldwide reveal at the Game Awards, where, like I put in my thumbnail, quite literally all eyes would be watching. And to circle back, if you're unaware, the Game Awards isn't purely just an award show. They do give out awards in several categories, akin to the Academy Awards in the film industry, but it's also a general end-of-year celebration for games, which includes some key reveals at each year on their shows. In some light brushing up I was reminded of some of the more prominent titles revealed at the 2019 and 2020 shows, those being Ark 2, a tease of the new Mass Effect game, and Godfall, which, yes, in and of itself failed, but it was still a promising game, and it was cool that it was revealed, and is within Division's looter-shooter genre. So we're talking about some big titles here. And those are just the highlight ones that I picked out. Each year had like 15 to 20 reveals. And let's be real, Heartland isn't Battlefield 2042. It's not Halo Infinite, right? It's not the kind of thing where I think Ubisoft will feel it necessary to show at their own sort of event. Rather, I think it's the type of project where hopefully they know they need a lot of exposure, and I just truly think the Game Awards would be the perfect place to gain that. That said, from what I researched, it doesn't seem as though Ubisoft has ever been super connected with the Game Awards. I didn't see any notable Ubisoft titles in the reveals during 2019 or 2020. Now, that doesn't mean they're not entirely unassociated. Several of their titles were nominated and awarded both years. Rainbow Six won several, from what I saw, and Division 2 itself was nominated in 2019 for the best multiplayer game of that year. So like I mentioned at the start, having them reveal Heartland at this event might be a bit unorthodox from their past trends, but that said, they were absolutely associated with Keighley in his Gamescom opening night show from this year. I know they had a Far Cry 6 showcase. I can't quite remember if there was anything else, but if nothing else, they have somewhat of a personal relationship with Jeff, and I don't see it as being anywhere close to impossible that they could team up for a big CG and gameplay trailer Heartland reveal at the Game Awards. Ultimately, will this happen? I don't know. As I said, I think it would be the absolute perfect fit for the type of exposure and marketing I think Heartland needs to thrive upon release, but the same thing was said for E3. or Gamescom. Now, maybe the game just wasn't ready at the time of those events, but unless they're springing a surprise Ubisoft forward on us before the new year, I don't really know what other big events they have the leverage for other than the Game Award. At the end of the day, I've given up trying to predict when we will get news for the Division 2 or Heartland. It seems like a dozen opportunities have come and gone with nothing in the wind, but despite my utter confusion there, that's not going to stop me from recognizing and speaking up over what I think would be a truly genius and uber successful reveal slot for the Division spin-off game that so many of us have been waiting for so desperately. Thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and be sure to subscribe with notifications on so you can be updated every time I upload. Let me know your thoughts on this little theory or idea of mine. Do you think the Game Awards would A, be a good spot to go to audience to reveal the Division Heartland 2, and B, is it even a possibility? Would Ubisoft spring for this type of collaboration? I'm very curious on everyone's thoughts here. Honestly, even though I said at the beginning that it's tough not to have anything to talk about with Heartland, really just scripting and doing this video alone has brought me kind of a renewed feeling of joy just to be able to talk about the game, and I truly can't wait for the eventual reveal and release of the game whenever that may end up finally being. Alright everyone, well that is going to do it for me. Once again, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and until the next one guys, RogueGold out.